Evening, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Fairbury as it plays host to the second venue of the third season of the TNR Master Millwright Big Block Series. Getting prepared here for the first heat tonight. Last week in the season opener of Volusia, we had 11 drivers take the green flag. Double your trouble here tonight because 22 drivers are getting ready to prepare for this evening's main event. Seth Cole alongside of Matthew Rodriguez, and Matt, as we get ready here for our first 8-car heat, Bobby Trapper, last week's winner, and the winner of the championship the last 2 seasons is going to be the one to lead us to the first screen of the evening.
Well, Bobby Trapper also has an additional kind of accolade kind of following him here. Has to be last season. He won race 11 out of 12 at Fairbury, and he won it by quite a considerable margin. Do you think he's going to be able to repeat that performance?
Yeah, obviously the debut for Fairbury, as you pointed out, last season, and with him taking the checkered flag. Now, yeah, they moved it from second to last race last season to second race this season. He's got himself good starting track position here. Remember, if he ends up winning this heat, he's going to be starting back in traffic. It'll be a little bit more difficult to work your way through 22 cars than it would have been last week working through 11. So we'll see if he can double down.
We also have some really interesting names in the field, as you see Anthony in the 44 working that outside lane. And Seth, I know you got a little bit more on Anthony here.
Yeah, that's Anthony Perigo in the 44, and he is a full-time driver in the Super Dirt Car Series. Runs in his own local racetrack as well, and yeah, very, very good. He was actually third on the board in practice as well, and showing his dirt car skills as he swung around Bobby Trapper. Chase Boniface, who was actually the fastest in qualifying, rolled off from the third position in this heat. He put the pressure on Trapper. So yeah, you asked the question about can Trapper double down. He's got a lot of drivers up here that are saying, no, we want this checkered flag later on tonight.
Yeah, Anthony saw Trapper trying to make that high line work, just riding the cushion a little bit, and unfortunately, the 44 caught him just in the nick of time, blocked off his run, and look at how the advantage he has right now.
A lot of new names in the field tonight. Fourth place, Kyle Roginski in that 0-20, and then a good battle back here for fifth. That's where Zane Burke is trying to run down Ethan Stuckwish in the 24.
Absolutely, it's Stuckwish, someone we didn't see last week. Definitely a new face. There's a lot of new faces here, I have to admit, and especially with coming with some of the guys last week. Kyle Rosinski, my apologies, I can never get his last name correct. But Rosinski had a really good start to the race, and unfortunately, this event didn't fall in his way.
From the point standings coming into tonight, behind Bobby Trapper, Bobby Puckett, and Jason Freeman. Freeman we see right here. Pulled a lot of slide jobs on drivers last week at Volusia. Tried to pull one right there on Zane Burke, trying to get up to that 6th position. Remember, as opposed to last week where we ended up having 3 heats and all the drivers finished up inside the top 5, so for the most part everybody got points. Only 5
look at
drivers.
The sin Trapper did on the bottom side.
Goodness, white flag in the air here. But yeah, only the top 5 in these heats are going to get points. Trapper realizing that it was the bonus points in the heats last season that kind of kept him up there at the top of the standings. He wants to pick up another heat win. Don't think he's going to be able to do it. Anthony Perigo is going to win heat number 1.
Man, those top 3 here, I think they have really the kind of, they have the ammunition to really go after it tonight. I'm saying that top 3 is stacked.
Perigo, Trapper, Boniface, Roginski, and Stuckwish are going to be the ones to get the bonus points here in the first heat as we prepare now for the second one. Kenneth Drake, nice to see him back in the field here. He was a contender for the championship last season. Of course, went to victory lane twice in last year's events as well. He'll be alongside of Ethan Fisher, and watch out for that 3 of John Canonzaro as well, because he was a guy that we were looking at last week to maybe be able to take that checkered flag away from Bobby Trapper. Ran solidly up inside the top 5 all night, coming into tonight's race 5th in the overall standings.
And Canonzaro kind of had he had the speed, but just an unfortunate accident really kind of took him out of the running for it. I think this week with a different track and really how much difficulty we saw in that first heat, I think he possibly have a chance to win this.
Austin Allen making his first start in the season. Same for Lupe Gonzalez. We saw Lupe in a number of races last year. And we've also got Brian Rubel, one of the mainstays here that we've seen season after season, race after race. He's in this heat. Benjamin Fannin in the 96, a name that we're familiar with over in FTF. He's over here racing tonight as well. He'll be rolling off from 5th here in this second heat. Green flag in the air. Whoa! Everybody having some difficulty getting up through the gears there.
And man, I feel for Rubel every week. I swear he is a pinball. Oh, someone's in the wall back there. Looks like it wasn't Fanny. It may have been Austin Allen.
think it was. I think you're right. Ooh, and then almost some contact between himself and Lupe Gonzalez up that corner. Look
Kenneth
at
Drake almost parked it.
Man, in the middle of the track, too. That was Lupe Gonzalez going to the inside. Benjamin Fanning around the top side. They all managed to make it work.
Coming to pit road, looks like Drake has parked it, so he will not be winning this heat. He will most likely be starting from the front of the field.
Yeah, he's obviously not going to be able to pick up points here if he's DNFing in this heat, which looks like he's going to be doing. So he won't be picking up any bonus points here from this heat race. But to your point, when finishing towards the rear in the heat, he will be starting at the front for the main event. Could be some strategy there on the part of the 71 car. We'll wait and see how it plays out. The battle right now is back here for 4th place. That's Austin Allen in the 27, Benjamin Fanning in the 96, Lupe Gonzalez on the inside in the 35. They're starting to catch up to Brian Rubel, so that could be a 4-man fight for the final spot inside the podium.
And what a power move for Cannizzaro just to take this good of an advantage and really just run with it. He's in the wall now.
Oh, man!
And that opens the door for Ethan Fisher, and he used him almost as a springboard to get by.
Fisher's going to take the spot. 3 laps to go this next time by. Of course, for Cannizzaro, he's trying to pick up his 2nd heat win of the season. He ended up winning heat race number 2 last week at Volusia.
Just looking throughout this field here, and you just see, man, Lupe just put a slider on Benjamin, but man, he was not clear.
Ooh.
Looks like Benjamin's going to do it right on back. It actually almost works.
We had a really close call up here at the front. Cannizzaro with the slide job. Fisher wanted to cross him over, almost mistimed it and almost ran into the back of him. But Cannizzaro found his way back to the front just one more time around Fairbury to pick up the checkered flag.
I'm thinking this is going to be an ultra-competitive field tonight. But let me go ahead and remind some of the new guys here, but under caution laps do not count here. So if you're hoping to kind of steal away a victory in the final laps due to a caution, you are going to be out of luck. Unfortunately, if it's lap, let's say 30 of lap 35, you are going to be having to race those final 5 laps to completion.
That is a big difference between last season and this season as well. The fact that they don't have the faster pair to be able to fall back on. Drivers had one faster pair in the bank in last season's events. This season, it's basically you got what you got for the 50, as you alluded to, green flag laps. Doesn't matter if a caution comes out or not. We run only the green flag laps. We talk about some new names in the field. Well, we got a couple of them starting on the front row here for this 3rd heat. That's going to be Jimmy Allen in the 99. He'll be alongside of the 2 of Matthew Hearn. Grant Wesley back here this season, making his first start on the year. He's going to be rolling off 3rd alongside of Mike Tellier. Tony Lucarelli in that familiar 41, and Thomas Oleski in row 3, and Philip Scott in the 9, going to be starting from the 7th position.
And I hope not to kind of curse him this week, but I love to see Mike. Mike is definitely improving, at least in my opinion, over these last few weeks. Definitely 10 times better than he saw last season.
Bringing down the Jinx chalkboard here, just in case I have to add another tally mark to it. But getting set here momentarily for this green flag. And if you're looking at somebody in this group that is coming into this race running well in the point standings, you would be looking at the 22 of Thomas Oleski, 7th place last week, subsequently 7th.
Oh, he hits Mike Tellier! Tellier's sent down to the bottom line. They all keep it straight.
3 wide for the lead,
Oh.
3 wide back there for 4th. They're leaning on each other back there with Lucarelli and Tellier. Look at him at the front, still 3 abreast. It's Wesley who has to back out of it, but now he drives it in deep again. Jimmy Allen looks around and says, hey, oh, wheelie there by the 2. Oh my goodness.
And Wesley is just pounding that inside line, just hoping he gets a run off. But that outside line is just working not to his advantage. Oleski makes it through. He's going to be trying to get up here for a 4-car battle.
And somehow those top
car
3
upside
all
down
got
too.
single file.
Tony Lucarelli.
Sit back going. Oh, but he's stuck there on that tire. He's down out of the way.
No caution.
No caution. He will bring it to pit road. Whoa, Grant Wesley got the wall there. Oleski gets into him. That's the battle.
Philip Scott's around. Looks like Philip Scott ended up returning back to pit.
He's on the pit lane in the infield, so no caution again. You've got Matthew Hearn trying to run down Jimmy Allen in the 99, runs about 3 grooves lower as the 99 gets loose off the corner. Battle behind them for the 3rd position. Oleski continues to look for that spot. He drives it deep into the corner on Grant Wesley.
Oh, and I'm hearing that Grant Wesley actually had one of the meatball flags. He's still going to race with it, but he's definitely a little bit more damaged than he started out with.
saw the two of Matthew Hearn just up ahead, almost getting the wall there off of turn 4. I have a feeling that turn 4 wall is going to see a lot of action here tonight with these drivers slinging these cars out on corner exit. Already we've seen a number of drivers go up into the air. At one point, one driver did a wheelie, but they've all, for the time being, been able to keep it green. Matthew
Hearn has been just knocking down these walls. I mean, he is using that to turn, but look at the damage it's doing to the right side of his car, and look at Grant Wesley. He had the meatball flag just a few laps ago. He is right back in this.
For the second spot here with 1.5 to go. The white flag displayed this time for Jimmy Allen. Battle's going to be for second. The two of Hearn, the 88 of Wesley, both run the same line, topside through 1 and 2. Does Wesley drive it deep into 3? Oh, he almost lost it there on entry. That might cost him. As off the corner, it will be Hearn getting second. Wesley in third behind heat winner Jimmy Allen.
And the best part is, I think we still have a consolation race to get to.
I think you are correct.
Actually, no, it's going to be straight to the feature. Everyone makes it through. We have a 22-car field tonight.
Looks like the one driver that didn't take part in the heats is the 45 of Evan Burke. He will be subsequently starting at the very rear of the field, it looks like, here for this main event. Officially starting at the front is going to be Grant Wesley, who we saw make that last-ditch move to try and get second in that final heat. He'll be alongside of Brian Rubel. James Boniface and our runner-up finisher from the last heat, Matthew Hearn, they're going to be in row 2. Ethan Fisher, who was the runner-up finisher in the second heat, he'll be alongside of Bobby Trapper. Jimmy Allen, heat winner number 3. He'll be alongside of heat winner number 2, John Cannizzaro. Our first heat winner, Anthony Perego, he'll be in 9th alongside of Kyle Ruzinski. That's completion of the top 10. Austin Allen and Thomas Oleski, they're in row 6. Ethan Stuckwich and Lupe Gonzalez in row 7. Mike Tellier, Zane Burke in row 8. Completion of the top 20. Benjamin Fanning, Philip Scott, Jason Freeman and Kenneth Drake. Tony Lucarelli and Evan Burke will bring up the rear in 21st and 22nd. Those were just the heats, and I'm already out of breath. We still got a 50-lap feature here for these guys.
I'm going to tell you, one guy I fear for here at the moment has to be Jason Freeman. We really brought it up last week, but how many people he bounced off of. And I don't know how many people are going to forget that here going on. It looks like there may be an issue with the two of Matthew Hearn. He has not went. He finally got it fired and started moving. But that's definitely kind of shuffled up the field here.
Scott was also slow getting off the grid, and one driver will not be taking the green, at least at this point. Kenneth Drake did not get onto the racetrack, so it may be just 21 drivers taking the green flag here. Let's quickly talk about points after last week at Fairbury. Bobby Trapper with the victory comes in the points leader, 5 points over Bobby Puckett, who's not in the field tonight. 8 points back are Jason Freeman and Kyle Roginski, and John Cannizzaro 10 points back. He is 5th in the overall standings coming tonight, so still awfully close amongst the top 4 in the stand, or the top 5 in the stand, for the top 5 in the standings, I should say. And those 4 are in the field here tonight. With a big field, a lot of points could be gained or lost in this main event.
Absolutely. It looks like we will have one of our first casualties here had to be Kenneth Drake. Looks like he has left the server and has not reappeared, so he will not be starting this race. That's going to be a huge hit in the points.
It's a tough break there for a guy that was a winner, a 2-time winner last season. As the green flag is in the air, let's go racing. Caution's immediately out. We got a flipper over there out of turn 4.
Aye.
That's Perego?
That may be, looking back here just to see.
It was our Heat 1 winner.
Actually, it looks like he tried to enter low, ended up getting into the back of the 99, and the 24 almost just scooped him up and threw him out.
Take a look and see what happened. Over and over, that car barrel rolled. We didn't even get one corner done there under green flag conditions before the caution immediately came out. And again, that's a guy that already picked up a checkered flag here tonight in the first heat race.
Yeah, and I'm looking at that here, and I don't see as much damage on that car as possibly could be. I mean, there is some damage to that kind of almost cowl portion and the left front and pretty much the bully bar. That is heavily bent in, so not sure how much that's going to affect speed, but with it being such a small and short track, I'm expecting him to not be that well affected by this.
And here's the thing, too. I mean, this is the risk you run. You win one of the heat races, you're going to be starting the main event back deep in traffic. So, unfortunate there for Heat 1 winner Anthony Perego, but we'll see if he's going to be able to combat that as the green flag is back in the air. We're back racing here at Fairbury. Brian Rubel on the top. Grant Wesley on the bottom. Wesley's going to, well, I thought he was going to edge ahead, but Rubel battles back again.
And it looks like they're they're just battling back here for, I'd say, almost 20th. There's battles all over.
There. 4 wide off of 2 there for a brief moment. They're still 4 wide. That's Ethan Fisher in the middle of all of that. Jimmy Allen, the 99 on the bottom. James Boniface was the second car up top.
Just seeing Matthew Hearn definitely trying to recover here, get to the back bumper of Wesley, but you've got Bobby Trapper really working that bottom line, trying to get past both of them.
Boniface into the back of John Cannizzaro there. These drivers just outside of the top 5. There's Bobby Trapper stuck in the middle. Brian Rubel on the inside. Drop towards the back. There's still 3 wide. Lupe Gonzalez stuck in the middle. Mike Tellier on the bottom and top side. That's Borrego making the forward charge once again. Oh, we got a spinner. Someone's around back there. I believe the 24 of Stuckwich almost got spun. He was able to get it righted and pointed the right direction again.
I'm going to tell you, I swear, there's just so much action going on back here. We have Benjamin Fanning in the wall. He didn't have any more contact. He gets back going, passes Tony Lucarelli. Lucarelli almost parks in the corner.
How in the world are these drivers being able to keep it together as well as they are? There has been contact exchange from car to car to wall. Still, everybody stays under the green flag. Looking ahead here from Ethan Fisher. Look at the 3 wide up ahead. That's going to be Bobby Trapper. Oh,
Jason Freeman's around.
And Tony Lucarelli in the 41, I believe, has been collected as well.
I think this is actually a little bit of payback. I'm thinking that was a little bit of Benjamin Fanning payback. I saw earlier about on lap 6, I think it was on almost the back straightaway, where Freeman came up, put the 96 into the wall, and 96 almost wrecked out of that. I'm thinking the contact really was just because Fanning was a little bit upset, knocked him out of the way.
Look and see if we can find out exactly what happened here. Jason Freeman in the 20 was running back around the 15th position, I do believe, 15th, 16th spots. We'll go back to what you were talking about. There was actually a little bit of contact under yellow, it looked like, too. We'll see if we can see that initial contact you were talking about.
There was a little bit of contact when Freeman was trying to spin the car back around to get back going. It looks like he drove into John Cannizzaro, which is terrible luck. The pace car is off.
You see the contact there. Ooh, whoa, someone just got clipped as well. Was that Lucarelli, I think, in the 41 that actually got clipped? Oh, and then, Cannizzaro. The 3 actually ran into the back, yeah.
Right now we make it a battle for the lead here to see Bobby Trapper really trying to aggressively work that bottom. Got past Matthew Hearn there. Looks like he's going to be trying to make a run on Grant Wesley here. Still aggressively running those bottom 2 lanes.
But Fairbury is such a short track. We aren't able to dwell a lot of time on the replays to see what happened to bring out these cautions.
Looks like Oleksky might be around. Mike Tellier's flipped over.
Ah, did he hit the tire there? I think he did.
Ooh. And I saw that going back from about a lap halfway. They were 4 wide coming off of turn 2 on the back straightaway. Mike Tellier kind of sandwiched him up the track. And Oleksky pretty much got sat in the middle, but looks like Tellier was trying to give him much room on the top as possible. Ended up hitting that white tractor tire and flipped himself on over.
They got really wadded up there, too. They were 4 wide, almost 2 rows deep. And on one occasion, I think they might have very well been 5 wide. And you had Mike Tellier just trying to give as much room as he could down there on the bottom, as you allude to. I mean, those tires, they will reach out and get you. They're there just as a boundary, but they have mass. You do not want to hit them. And fortunately for Mike Tellier, up and over. Second car that we've seen flip here tonight. I'm trying to remember, did we have a car flip last week at Volusia? I don't think we did.
I believe we did. I'm not sure who it was, but it may have been during one of the few accidents that we had.
Flip counter's already up to 2 here at Fairbury as the pace truck peels off. Ready to go back green. 11 green flag laps have been run here. We are almost a third of the way through this race as Wesley back up through the gears.
Oh, man!
On the top side.
I think Benjamin Fanning caught the tire on the restart. He flipped up into the air, but they're all still straight back there.
Somebody that jumped way up to the top. I think it might have possibly been the 99 of Jimmy Allen. Whoa! Into the wall went Bobby Trapper as he's going to go to the point. He's got Boniface over his back bumper, dealing to driver's left with Grant Wesley.
Now Wesley's on the other side here. He was really taking advantage of that high lane. Now he's forcing the bottom. Trapper's got the preferred lane, but I'm wondering when that high line's going to start evening out and the bottom line's going to start kicking in.
Old 21 drivers, despite the 3 cautions, still running on the racetrack. You can't really hurt these big blocks. They've got a lot of toughness in them. But look at this, you got 4 cars on the top, 4 cars on the bottom, all trying to get that advantage off of the corner. Top side for the moment looks like it's got the better run. Whoa, a couple of cars hopping the curb back there.
Yeah, Hearn kind of led the charge over the tractor tire. They all still stay straight. Looks like Hearn got in the back of the 72. Everyone's still straight back here.
He had Borrego into the back of him. Did Hearn almost was hooked around. Brian Rubel on the inside of that. Behind them, you got Tony Lucarelli and Zane Burke. They're exchanging some sheet metal there down the front straightaway.
Now all the field has to get around Evan Burke on that bottom line, so that definitely kind of size them up to the inside. We see Cannizzaro making that charge back to the bottom.
Stuckwich there, crossing over in front of the 44. Borrego, he also, I think, cut it close with Rozinski, and the 20 car is, now you see the Fisher up ahead.
Oh, he's around. Oh, they pile into him. That was Freeman. Also the 9 of Philip Scott.
Other car there too. The 96, I think it was the 96 of Benjamin Fanning got caught up in that one again. Look at the leaders coming into the vicinity. That's a tough thing about Fairbury too, because if you have these wrecks in the middle portion, rear of the field, with 21 drivers in this race, it doesn't take long for the race leaders to catch up to where that incident is just finishing up.
I'm thinking the 44 might have assisted the 2 just a little bit, entering 1. Got right on his right rear quarter panel, just kind of bopped him into the corner. He tried his best to save it, but it went around. But the only problem is, he parked it on that high lane. Hearn tries to gas it up to get off the high lane, but ends up running back into Lupe. Hits Lupe, hits Jason Freeman. Actually, an amazing move by Philip Scott not to get involved.
That's at least the second time as well that the 44 was into the back of the 2. Saw earlier that he was actually almost spinning the 2 car of Hearn out as well. So, gotta wonder if we may end up seeing some follow-up from that one as Bobby Trapper takes the inside line. Outside line, James Boniface, and that outside line's going to get a heck of a run here off of turn 2. Boniface trying to go to the point.
You're seeing Grant Wesley make that attempt back. Still battling here in the back of the field, almost 3 wide.
The 24 of Stuckwich that again we see hopping the curb there out of turn 4, getting those left sides a little too low on corner exit.
Oh, wreck in the back. It looks like Rubel's around. Lucarelli and also the 72 of Ethan Fisher's involved.
Freeman trying to gather it up there off of turn 4. Caution flies for the 5th time tonight. Let's go back and take a look. 3 and 4. That's been our big trouble spot here tonight.
Looks like he may have gotten a little bit of assistance from Ethan in the 24 on Rubel, just trying to, I think Rubel came down. Ethan was running his line. He just bopped Rubel up the track a little bit, hit the 72, and really Lucarelli was just a sitting duck at that point. He got clobbered by 2 cars.
I think you mentioned him, but I'm not sure. Oleski got a piece of it there too, as he actually got into the 2 of Hearn. So about a 5-car incident there in 3 and 4.
But just like that, they re-rock him back up. Pace car is off. We're getting ready for another green flag here.
They are indeed.
Oh, looks like they've waved off the restart this time. We're going to wait 1 more lap.
It's going to be Bobby Trapper on the inside. Top side, James Boniface. Then you've got Cannizzaro on the bottom of row 2 with Grant Wesley. Ira Rozinski's up there in the 5th position. Actually, correction, he's in 6th. That's the 99 of Jimmy Allen that's going to roll off from 5th on the inside of row 3. Looks like Mike Tellier, after his flip there over in 3
oh, man.
He's in the garage area.
James Boniface just did not get a good restart. Really, Trapper kept him sleeping, but Cannonzaro's taken best advantage of this.
Bobby Trapper's done a heck of a job ever since getting out in front of keeping them in the rearview mirror, but can he do it for 14 more circuits, now 13, as Cannizzaro drives it deep, trying to get the run there off the corner, but he might actually lose a spot to Grant Wesley for 3rd.
Looks like Freeman and Lucarelli are kind of leaning on each other here. Everyone in the back, I think, are a little bit frustrated with their positions. They're just beating and banging back here.
They are. My goodness, if you can't get the spot, muscle them out of the way. It seems to be the mentality from about 10th place on back.
And still looking back on here, Cannizzaro is really working that bottom line, hoping for a little bit of advantage, but unfortunately, Evan Berg is up ahead. He's probably going to take away the bottom line.
Anthony Parego in the 44 has worked his way now up to the 6th position.
Yellow's out.
Got a wreck. It's Benjamin Fanning, Philip Scott. And a car that's 9 was over on its right side, but actually came back down and off 4 wheels right in front of the race leader, Bobby Trapper. This time the incident over in 1 and 2.
I think that was a little bit of Fanning. Fanning, I think, was kind of pushing the issue here in the 9 to fill with Scott. May have just been a little bit too slow for his liking. Pushes him in the 1. The 9 hops the corner, and Fanning really goes with him. They both flip, and they both end up back in their wheels. Philip Scott's landing back on the wheels a little bit more hectic with Bobby Trapper and the pace car coming around, but obviously they all get back going.
We've had quite a number of cars that have flipped here tonight, but I think Philip Scott right now holds the award for highest barrel roll here at Fairbury, as 6th caution of the day sets us up for a 10-lap shootout here tonight at Fairbury Speedway.
And as a good and ready, pace car is back, or at least pace truck is back off.
Trapper again on the inside. Let's see if James Boniface is going to be able to get a better restart this time. Oh, again spun those tires there. My
and it looks
goodness.
like the 99 of Allen hopped the tractor tire there.
The wall. Trapper got the wall there. Out of turn 2. Oh, and now Boniface riding the wall there, heading into 3.
That's taking away that entire top line for those guys, so everyone's forcing the bottom. You just see everyone just skipping along.
And Zaro now on the inside of Bobby Trapper. That was a reprieve for the 69 to be able to keep the
wreck in the back.
spot.
It looks like it would be Rubel and Fisher. Oh, man.
And I believe that may have been another car that might have gotten a piece of that.
It looks like it may have been Oleski here. Rubel is entering the corner on that bottom line. Looks like Oleski may have just sent it a little bit extra into the corner, just bopped Rubel up the track, and unfortunately he set Rubel up exactly for Ethan Fisher just to come and slap him in the side.
Another 4-wide situation there as well. I mean, these guys, as we mentioned, from mid-pack on towards the rear of the field, I mean, they have been racing tooth and nail, and things are just so wadded up. You're going into a corner hoping that nobody's running the same line that you're running, but there's only about, 2-3 available lanes for these drivers. They have been able to make 4 lanes, but there's not been a lot of space given.
And it will be a single file restart this time because we did not make 1 lap without the caution. So it will be a single file restart. They will be all starting on the high lane. It's leader's choice.
It's a big advantage there for Bobby Trapper as the green flag back in the air. Canonzaro, Perego, Wesley, and Allen. That's the top 5 here with less than 10 to go. 8 to go that last time by, ticking him away here. Canonzaro's going to clear to second. He continues to run that inside line, trying to find some little bit of grip to the 69.
Caution's out. Looks like it would be the 35 of Lupe Gonzalez around. Gets hit by, looks like, Philip Scott as well.
Gonzalez bringing out the 8th caution of the day, and these laps that continue to tick around, I think that it's more of an advantage for Bobby Trapper than anybody else, just based off the fact that it's less time that he's having to worry about drivers being able to generate a run to get around him.
I just don't think that Jason Freeman really expected the 35 of Lupe Gonzalez to check up that much out of the 4, but unfortunately, that's really how it came down. It looks like Freeman kind of finished the job. He was not expecting that.
Contact made, who everybody's scattering left and right to avoid. Boy, one car actually went way up on the top side. Philip Scott, a little bit of contact there with the right rear of his machine, but relatively good job by everybody to avoid possibly T-boning that 35. Green flag back in the air once again. Trapper and Canonzaro side by side into 1 and 2.
Canonzaro's really trying to send it down there. But look at Perego down here. Perego is trying.
Perego had a heat win in the first
Caution's out.
Another wreck.
Benjamin
big
Fanning.
flip.
Oleski.
Scott. A car's going over the curbing there to avoid Lupe Gonzalez and Evan Burke.
To be honest, those curves may have been the biggest killer, but it actually looks like Lucarelli sent it into the corner a little bit more than Oleski believed. Oleski came right back down in front of Lucarelli and just pretty much took all the grip away from the rear tires, bopped him up in the air. He slid all the way to the outside wall, and unfortunately Benjamin Fanning had nowhere to go, hits right in the side of him, flips him right on over.
Another driver to the flip counter here tonight as the green flag will be coming out with 5 laps to go. And if you're Bobby Trapper, you obviously saw the 44 making that big move there to the inside, the 3 of Canonzaro trying the inside, but that top line has been his best friend, so I don't think he's going to change up his strategy any here on this upcoming restart. Like Oleski and Evan Burke, they both came to pit road. Oleski is trapped 1 lap down. Evan Burke actually, I think, may have started from pit road.
Actually, it looks like Evan Burke may have hit Oleski Oleski may have taken out Lucarelli under caution.
Some possible tempers flaring there, which is no surprise with all the contact we've seen exchanged here tonight. Here we go. 5-lap shootout. Will we complete these under the green flag here without another caution coming out? Trapper with a great restart. Cannonzaro again, though, trying the short way around the racetrack. And here comes the 44 of Perego around the top, looking for the runner-up spot. And
Caution's
now the caution's
out
again.
There's a flipper on the front straightaway.
Gonzalez, Tony Lucarelli involved in this one.
I'm just trying to really see how this took off. It looks like Matthew Hearn may have been involved with it.
Right.
Yeah, it's a really odd wreck. That was a really strange one.
There was contact initially between Brian Rubel and Matthew Hearn, and then they all just started stacking up.
And Evan Burke just ramped off the wall.
Yeah, off the wall. Okay, yeah, so I was looking for the flipping car, couldn't see it, and then you just see on the left side of the screen, there's the 45 tumbling into view.
The weirdest of things.
Felipe Gonzalez out of the race, it looks like. He has parked it for the event. Oleski now 2 laps down as he still sits on pit road.
And you got to think, we've got 4 more laps here. It's going to start winding down real fast, and I'm going to tell you, Cannonzaro's kind of jumping up and down saying, man, I wish we made 1 lap so I could start side by side with him.
He'll be behind the 69 once again. Bobby Trapper looking to go 2 for 2 here at Fairbury. Picked up the win here last season. It was the next to last race on the season, and all really but solidified the championship at that point in time, regardless of what happened in the season finale. He's getting ready to get us back under the green with Cannonzaro, Perego, Wesley, Jimmy Allen. That's been the top 5 for the last 10 laps or so. Green flag back in the air once more.
You see, oh man, caution's out immediately.
Caution.
Flipper, Matthew Hearn. Not really sure what's happening back here. Let me go back and look. It actually looks like the 72 of Ethan Fisher got turned around by Benjamin Fanning, and that was on green, on the green flag wave. It looks like Benjamin Fanning got into the back of Ethan Fisher, and Matthew Hearn, I guess the side of the best route around was taking the fence.
We'll look at it here is, looks like Fanning just, I don't know if the 72 just didn't get going, and then look at Hearn. Oh, there was a lane available on the top side, but it was the wall, and he literally Tony Hawked it.
Yeah, that's, I don't know how viable of a strategy that is, but full on.
Picked him up a couple of spots, so credit to him at least on that. Don't know how badly that's going to damage the underneath suspension on that car here for the remaining 3 laps, as, again, we rack them up once more. We gave you the top 5. The rest of the top 10 here for this upcoming restart. James Boniface is going to be in 6th. Ethan Stuckwith is in 7th. Kyle Roginski, Austin Allen, and Jason Freeman's now up into the top 10 in that 10th position. So here we go, one more time.
And everyone's for the tractor tire.
Oh, gracious. Everyone took the curb there out of turn 4 as well.
Here's the problem. They follow the leader, but the leader's jumping over to tractor tire himself.
From the top, Perego trying to get 2nd spot. Look at Cannonzaro. Big run there. He may have a shot here into 3 and 4, coming to the white flag.
I'm going to tell you, Cannonzaro's going to have to rough him up a little bit to really get the full advantage of that line, because the outside is just too powerful here.
They have to pull the ultimate slide job move right here. There's the white flag. 44 behind, 69 up top. Cannonzaro had the edge. They're going to be dead even here going into 3. Who gets the run off the final corner?
Wesley sliding it in there. It'll be
Trapper.
Trapper.
Oh, it's close. Who was it?
It'll be Trapper by almost 0.058. Actually, 7.2 it looks like. Man.
That was so close to call there, coming off of turn 4. Cannonzaro tried to move up, tried to take away the run from Bobby Trapper off the corner, but Bobby Trapper had to earn this one here tonight. His 2nd straight win on the season, his 2nd win at Fairbury.
Man, that whole last lap is everyone just trying. I saw Grant Wesley send it from about 4 car lengths back, just trying to get a little bit of a shot in top 3.
I've been lobbying for us to have heart monitors during these races. I think my heart monitor, if we had this, my pulse right now would be through the roof. My goodness, we started out with the heats that were exciting, but that main event, gracious me.
Yeah. And that definitely didn't disappoint. Obviously, the cautions kind of prolonged it, but I almost wonder if the cautions kind of made the urgency for some of these front guys just even more trying to get to him.
You'd certainly have to think so, but how about some of these guys making their first starts on the season? Dirt car driver Anthony Perego got involved in that incident before we really even took the green flag. First corner, he was in trouble in barrel rolling. He finishes up in the podium. Stuckwish, they're in 5th. Jimmy Allen in 6th. Boniface in 7th. I mean, you've got your regulars up here of Trapper, Canonzaro, Wesley, but man, they had their hands full with these newcomers. Take a look at the rest of the drivers that may not be leaving here tonight with smiles on their faces. Some of the notables down here, you've got Tony Lucarelli in 19th, Oleski in 20th, so he's going to take a big hit in the point standings. And the rest of the field there was Mike Tellier, who finished out of the race, and Kenneth Drake, who did not take the green flag after he was involved in an incident in his heat race and left the server at that point in time. But, ooh. Well, I guess the one way for us to be able to catch our breath is to let the drivers do a bit of the talking.
I'm gonna tell you, that was the longest 35 laps I think I've ever been at Fairbury.
My goodness, I think you're right. Well, let's see if we can talk with some of our podium finishers. Looks like for the moment we do not have Anthony Perego on standby, so we'll wait to see if we can talk with him. We'll first start with tonight's runner-up finisher by 72 one-thousandths of a second, John Canonzaro. John, Matt, and Seth up here in the FRN booth. You got us?
Yes, I do.
Oh, man, we're out of breath up here in the booth. I can only imagine how out of breath and exhausted you must be. Everybody was elbows up here tonight at Fairbury. What was it like from your point of view?
Oh, that whole race, I had no AC on in my room. I'm sweating right now. Oh my god, it was fun. It's pretty awesome to race guys like Perego, Hurrens, the guys I see at the racetrack all the time, just watching them go out and win week in and week out, so I wanted that one bad.
So I've got to ask you, John, I mean, we saw you send it and really give it all you've got on those final laps, but I got to ask you, for the cautions beforehand, it almost that seemed like anticipation, just making it more and more pressure every time you had the right behind him?
Oh, I knew Perego was coming. I'm sure he was upset from that first area incident, and I just couldn't hold him off much longer. Every caution, I got more upset and upset and upset. And the one restart, I got right underneath Trapper into turn 1, and then the caution came out, so it just gets more frustrating as it goes on.
I know it's easier said than done, but man, I thought maybe you'd be able to kind of pin that 69 up there coming off of turn 4, maybe be edge out and get this victory. But I mean, how difficult was it to transition from the bottom of the racetrack and be able to bring that thing up to the top to take away his line coming to the checkers?
Turns 1 and 2 is not bad. It's pretty smooth. 3 and 4 is a big bump in, and you're going in there two-wheeling it, bicycling. So at the time, you have no traction, and it's difficult. It hurts. I gave it a shot, though, and half a car's going to haunt me for today, so almost had it.
Yeah, you definitely did give it a heck of a shot there, though. Congratulations on a tremendous performance here tonight. Kept your car out of trouble here this evening as well. A lot of drivers exchanging contact, but that 3-car looks relatively clean for the chaos we saw here this evening. We're now going to give the opportunity, John, for some thank you sponsors and shout-outs.
My father, Bill Pasquale, he lets me run the paint scheme every week, so big thanks to him. Perego for not running me over on the bottom. I know he was trying to push it down there. Gotta thank him for not taking me out, and you guys for putting on
Boy was sending it every lap. I saw that. He was trying. He came from the back of the field to get back to you.
Should have seen my eyeballs in the helmet.
As John Canonzaro, second place here tonight at Fairbury. Another good points day for him. More than likely will be jumping up to second in the standings heading into Lernerville next week. Best of luck there, and go take a little bit of a rest there, John. Well deserved.
Thank you.
Time to crank up that AC now. Let's see if we can talk with tonight's race winner. How about that? 2 for 2 to start out the season for the guy that's won the championship in the last 2 seasons, Bobby Trapper. Bobby, Matt, and Seth up here in the FRN booth. You got us?
Yeah, I got you guys.
Man, I mean, we were observing back in your heat race, we were saying if Trapper's going to be able to go 2 for 2 here at Fairbury, it's going to be one he's going to have to earn. It came down to just mere thousandths of a second there at the start-finish line. And how exhausted are you? How tough was it to be able to keep that race lead?
It was definitely tricky. I got lucky early to get up in a good position, but man, all those late race cautions were definitely stressful.
So I've got to ask, I mean, obviously we saw the competition last season, but for these first two races, I've got to say, these guys are not making it easy on you. I mean, what's your strategy to keep going forward here and kind of maintain that points lead?
I guess just hopefully just keep the nose clean and finish every race. I think definitely a lot of cars on these tight tracks, and just got to make sure to keep the nose clean and finish every race.
We mentioned that in the season opener, there were 11 drivers. We had twice as many here tonight, and you had to start back in quite a bit of traffic to begin this thing. I mean, how difficult is it when you've got a field this size to be able to figure out a lane to go into the corner that somebody else isn't going to be right in front of you and take away your line?
Yeah, I kind of figured just watching the heat races and knowing the fast grooves at the top and the start of the feature that I'd try and just get to the bottom and stay out of the way of everyone else and just sort of let the field string out and sort itself out and slowly work my way up there. And it just luckily fell in my favor that it worked out.
Bobby, congratulations. Well-deserved victory there. Photo finish here tonight, and you come out on the winning end of it. 2 for 2 here to start out this third season as well in the TNR Master Millwright Big Block Series. So congratulations. We're now going to hand the microphone over to you for some victory lane thank you, sponsors, and shout-outs.
Yeah, just got to thank everyone at TNR for broadcasting and all the guys that put the series on every week, Brian, Garrett, Jason, and all the league sponsors. It's been a lot of fun, and especially tonight, it's great with a lot more guys in it.
That's Bobby Trapper picks up the victory here tonight. 2 for 2 to start out the season here. We'll see if next week at Lernerville he can go 3 for 3. Congratulations, Bobby. Best of luck next week.
Thank you, guys.
I'm trying to find the words to describe this race. I can only come up with wow. I think that's the only way I can describe it right now. I mean, unbelievable from start to finish. Yes, we had quite a number of cautions, but man, when you put 21 drivers out there on the field
on this track,
exactly,
on this track
exactly,
too.
A place where they're all under a blanket, they're holding it 3 and 4 wide. I mean, my goodness, what a show they put on this evening. Unbelievable job by Bobby Trapper to be able to hold off that competition. But I love that question you had there too, because yeah, even last week at Volusia, they didn't really let him get away. Ken Anzaro kept him pretty honest. Here tonight, he kept him honest. Parego was charging up through the field there.
All you have to do is look at the interval from last season to this season. I mean, last season, he won this race by about 1.6, 1.5 seconds. The margin of victory for this race was 0.057. That was how close it was for the finish. So, I mean, just seeing that difference.
You talk about that second and a half. Well, here this season, that's what the top 4 were all running within. It was 1.3 seconds back to 4th place Grant Wesley, so a lot closer here tonight. Going to be interesting to see the fallout heading into next week at Lernerville. Obviously, as we saw, some drivers not exactly happy with each other. We saw some extracurricular contact out there under pace, and we'll see if that carries over to next week. But it's also interesting, 4 times last season, Bobby Trapper did not find victory lane, and Lernerville was one of those tracks last season. Don MacArthur, the defending winner going into next week's race.
Absolutely, and it's going to be definitely, I'd love to see this whole same crowd show back up because they put on that great of a show at this small track. I cannot wait till we start moving around here to different tracks.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it. Hope that everybody will join us. We're going to be bringing you race number 3's coverage next week at the Lernerville Speedway here for the TNR Master Millwright Big Block Series. Green flag next Tuesday night. Going to be at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Matt, appreciate you joining him in the booth. This one was a fun one.
Oh, I just cannot wait till next week. I wish we'd do double headers here just so we can experience a whole nother hour of this.
Let's rack them up, do it again. I'm with you. But no, we actually, in the next 10 minutes or so, we're getting set to be bringing you our doubleheader here tonight in terms of broadcast. We're going to be bringing you the season finale for the G-Force Vintage 87 Cup Series as they're going to be crowning the champion at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. So keep it here on FRN. That's going to be coming up in just a few moments. For Matthew Rodriguez, I'm Seth Cole, though. Good night from Fairbury as you've been watching another broadcast courtesy of the Flatout Racing Network.
This broadcast is the copyrighted work of Flatout Racing Network and may not be rebroadcast, retranslated, or used in any form without the express written consent of Flatout Racing Network and iRacing.com Motorsports Simulations. Flatout Racing Network would like to thank you for your support, and we hope you